Okay, and we are live. So, hello everyone. This is another Extreme stream, and I am here with Florence and Ricardo. And depending on when he comes in, we'll also be having Waltzilla on. And of course, this time I finally wasn't lazy and added people's Twitter account links in the description. So, yeah, let's hope that this gives us a little more subscribers online this time. So, you guys can introduce yourselves if you want.
You can go.
Hi, Ricardo Saraceno. Follow me on Twitter for some shit posts and memes. Really don't do anything on YouTube other
Yeah.
than the streams. What?
I'm Florence. You can follow me on Twitter, Florence Lupin, or at Gamaliel Perales.
Oh, that's great. So today's stream is called Shit in Space because we're going to be discussing a bit of Star Wars. We'll also be talking about some comics stuff and, more. So I guess today we can start with like Star Wars. So yeah, so I noticed a lot of people have been talking about how bad The Last Jedi is, but Rogue One ironically kind of got a little bit of a pass, probably due to the fact that Rogue One didn't have as many politics compared to Episode 7, Episode 8. So people kind of missed the fact that the film had some serious writing issues that are pretty glaring. I'm not sure if you guys noticed them or not.
I didn't notice them at first, but then watching that video that you linked, yeah, they were pretty. I don't know how I didn't notice them. Probably because of the fan service.
Well, yeah, because that's just the thing is, it's just like the one thing I've noticed about Star Wars is that, what is it? It's almost like it's turning into Transformers, because I mean that's kind of what they're so similar, is that they're basically taking something and having it have and making it have the cinematic complexity of just your typical money grabbing summer blockbuster. Like there's no real complexity to it anymore. It's all just, we're going to give you bigger, better visuals with all these crazy weapons and all these special effects. And, it's going to drag you in and just, you have to turn off your brain a bit.
Yeah. That's kind of one thing that I had against the Star Wars movies, where it's kind of like that whole kind of like sequel sort of trappings, where it's like you have to go bigger and even like you have to go bigger and even badder. Like I mean, for some sequels it works, like with the Alien Queen, because the Alien Queen is like a giant xenomorph, but that was like a pretty awesome movie. But with the Force Awakens, it was just a bigger version of the Death Star, basically.
Well, yeah, and then in Rogue One, essentially, it's like as explained in the video, it's basically like, they spend 16 years. Like this guy was a defective from the Empire and stuff, and for some reason, he didn't spend 16 years telling everyone about the Death Star. And then not only that, when people have obvious evidence that the Death Star exists, you still have people who deny its existence, which makes absolutely no sense. And the only reason why their creators did that was because they wanted to add in like tension and character, what's the word, arguments and all that stuff. It's one of those examples where you basically screw up your writing all for the purpose of adding conflict and tension to your characters.
Yeah. I think we're talking about Rogue One, right?
Rogue One, because basically, despite the fact that the Death Star blew up an entire freaking city, there are still people in the rebellion that deny its existence or something like that. It's like such terrible writing because they want to add tension. It was to set up the whole fact. It was basically their excuse to set up the whole finale, where they basically defect and decide to go on their own suicide mission to get the plans for the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically very piss poor writing to set up the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't actually, I haven't seen the whole game yet because I'm still trying to look at the walkthrough, but I know that there was Dark Forces Cal Katarn, who was the one in the Legends who actually got the
plans.
Yeah, so I mean, if they had made a movie of that, I honestly would have really liked it,
They would have
because
fucking ruined
then,
it.
Yeah, they probably ruined it. I
I mean,
mean, yeah, and then you have like the Saw Gerrera guy who basically it's like he tortures a guy because he doesn't believe in what he says and thinks it's all lies and stuff. And then later in the scene, later, a little bit later in the movie, he then shows like, Jen Urso, the clip, meaning that he believes what was given to him and stuff, despite the fact that any logical and rational person would understand that, you know, that what is the point of this guy lying if he's trying to basically, escape the empire and his face is all over the news or, people are wanted posters.
yeah. Uh, yeah, and then oh no, wait, no, never mind. Uh, yeah, personally, I thought that the whole Knights of Ren theory from that video that you showed me, where the Knights of Ren were actually, the Knights of Ren actually turned out to be the original Rogue One. Like, that would have actually made for a much interesting twist. But yeah, it's pretty much too late on that one. So I mean, they're just
It would have worked really well if they explained that what you saw as Rogue One was just a bastardization or revisionist history telling, which would have been a great reference to the fact that history is normally edited around to make it look better than it actually is, which is a great plot twist and would also explain some of the really bad, glaring continuity issues in the film itself, But of course, because who's the guy who who directed Episode 8? What's his name?
Rian Johnson.
Yeah, but because Rian Johnson basically wanted to give a middle finger to fans and basically interject progressive politics into Star Wars Episode 8, he basically destroyed this potential plot twist.
Yeah.
I know, Episode 8 is literally one of the best examples as to why progressives should not be directing films. Because they obviously cannot control themselves without, destroying a film for the purpose of sending a message and getting with their agenda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's also Ghostbusters, but well, I mean, if I had to like rank Ghostbusters and Star Wars, I'd say Star Wars. I mean, no, the Force. No, the Last Jedi. The Last Jedi versus Ghostbusters 2016. Personally, I would watch The Last Jedi again, but I mean,
well, the thing is, Star Wars is a far bigger franchise than the Ghostbusters in terms of cultural impact. So it's a lot worse comparatively, just because,
what they did with the series,
but then,
I mean, yeah, but then there's also the fact that like Ghostbusters 2016 wasn't really that, like, it wasn't really all that good, and well, I mean, Star Wars is. I mean, The Last Jedi was kind of, but Ghostbusters wasn't any better,
Well, yeah, it's not any better. It's just with Star Wars, given the amount of money that's put into that film, the budget, all the hype, and everything, the fact that it's Star Wars, it's just The Last Jedi is so poorly edited. Like, it literally should be ripped to pieces based on how horrible the continuity and editing is. And that's just one part of why that movie is terrible.
Yeah,
you could literally. Well, the ironic thing is, you could literally just like tear apart The Last Jedi without having to bring up politics at all. You could just tear it apart because the editing and continuity and the writing in general is just terrible. Basically the politics aspect is just the icing on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah, personally, I think that, I mean, personally, if I don't really like the writing of a movie, at least the visual effects actually look good. But like, I think that visual effects are just they should pretty much just be like, because like, even if I think it should probably be the other way around. Like, for example, for me, I kind of like it when it's the other way around. Like with the original Ghostbusters, the special effects weren't really, they're dated, but at least with the 80s one, the story still, it's still enjoyable and it's still a fun movie. But like, or even
What's
with the original Star Wars, really.
Well, it's a libertarian science paranormal movie. Everyone's gonna love it. 'Cause that's the icing on the
Yeah.
cake is that it's libertarian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but of course, no one noticed it. A lot of people didn't notice it because people don't get subtlety nowadays.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I I actually didn't really notice that.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it until someone mentioned it, actually. So, but when you think about it, it makes perfect sense.
Got anything to say, Ricardo?
Fuck Star Wars.
Fuck Star Wars.
Yeah, I have no plans on seeing that movie. Even when it's released on DVD, I'm done. Screw it. I don't care.
Yeah. So enough. Yeah, I was at
Time
Target
money
today,
on it.
and I actually bought a copy of Spaceballs.
Well, much better choice.
Yeah, it was $5, so it was pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's classic.
Yeah,
Us.
and I
Yeah,
also got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet either.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, at first I was worried they were going to interject obvious like politics, but they actually did. Despite the fact that the film takes place in like the 1920s in like the American wizarding world. I mean, they have like a female president, but which one could like kind of like say that's a reference to Hillary Clinton, but there's nothing overtly political that like is like obviously biased.
I've checked out of Hollywood completely. I haven't watched a new movie in 2 or 3 months. Well, I got some Japanese movies and Korean movies, all about the vengeance.
Oh yeah, did you guys hear about the fact that one of the people who reviewed Star Wars in China says that they thought the actors were ugly, like they weren't beautiful.
But
oh yeah.
But diversity.
I know, but that's the thing is they said that the actors are ugly and stuff. It's like if this was America, that person would have been like lambasted as a rape culture misogynist or something like that.
Well, just racist, just plain and simple.
Well, it's like that turfling monkey video where that Chinese investor, he's like a multi-millionaire or something like that. He basically doesn't invest in women or something like that because he says that their businesses. Yeah, he doesn't invest in female-run businesses because their businesses never do as well as male-run businesses.
Yeah, I totally seen that too.
Yeah. But he's Chinese, so he doesn't really give a fuck about,
because money doesn't care about fucking your feelings. Like, sorry, money isn't sexist.
Well, I mean, is it really surprising when almost every feminist supports socialism? Because that's literally what they support. They support socialism and communism because they know that their ideology isn't compatible with capitalistic, the capitalistic method.
They're just out for their own needs. And
yeah, they want the government to take care of them.
If you can't compete with men, which obviously they can't, some can, of course, but in general, then they're just going to have to take other people's stuff to even the playing field.
Yeah, the best response to a feminist is that if you're strong and independent, then you should not be voting socialist. If you vote socialist, then you're not strong or independent.
Well, it's not just black and white. It's not like 50%. It's not like all men vote right and all women vote left.
No, but the curve shows that most single women, almost unanimously, most single women vote Democrat. Whereas with men, it's a little different. It's like 50-50, depending like between and single men, I think, or something like that. But it's like the numbers are unanimously. Like I think it's been proven that if like women didn't vote, then basically a Democrat would never be elected president.
Yeah, there's not enough minority voters.
Yeah, so that's basically shown us the reality of how it works. But yeah, with married women, they're a little more moderate and conservative. Like I think they're majority. I think moderate and conservative in terms of voting, if I remember the numbers correctly.
I don't know.
But that's the reason why I say I think Marvel should definitely start hiring married women because they hire so many almost like unanimously single women. And these single women turn out to be all radical feminists.
Yeah,
they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have families. They can't write characters right. I mean, you seen that Batgirl fiasco? It's like insanely cringy.
No, I seen some scene where they're at a club and it's got washing machines, and I was like, I can't, I can't do background.
I know it's like the like I think her name's Hope Larson. I think that's the name of the writer. Yeah, like in her mind, basically, it's like sorry, not believing in climate change makes you a science denier. It's one of that bullshit. You know, they're calling them science deniers.
Well, the climate changes,
Yeah.
regardless of how you look at anything. It's not
I
going to
know,
be a
it's-
fucking constant. You expect
know,
every
and-
day to be 20 fucking degrees. So
Yeah, then
climate
then she also
changes.
made like these villains who are basically like Southern oil guys and stuff. It's like so stupid. And yeah, they're like calling them like all science deniers. So it's just total bullshit. It's like, yeah, not being skeptical of the climate change, you know, fear mongering.
Okay, but they
doesn't
can't
make you
fucking
anti-science.
all the science, but they can't tell anybody when life starts at conception or whatnot. It's like
Yes, oh, it's fucking it's sorry. Yeah, and like that
I
gender,
don't
you
know.
can't prove the biological realities of gender apparently, despite it's
Yeah.
obvious. It's like seriously. I mean, seriously, I am certain that these people have like refused to take biology and neurology class because neurology basically destroys the transgender argument stuff. Yeah, it's like neurology is basically like, you know, is essentially like the feminist worst enemy and stuff right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not really that hard to become a biologist. I mean, well,
Well, it's hard if you want to be outspoken and talk about good studies and stuff and not get crucified. It's kind of,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hard right now. Yeah.
yeah.
You guys know Edwin's like blowing up the chat, eh?
Who?
Edwin?
Ed. Okay, what's he saying?
He's nothing much. Just trolling. He was trolling you guys last week too. I don't know if you
Yeah,
noticed.
I guess I don't keep track of the chat because
Like, I can screen share the chat if you want.
that's okay. I'll just load it.
It takes me 2 seconds. Application window. Share. I gotta. Oh, work. I am screen sharing you.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, he's pretty woke. But yeah, I just think like I just feel like yeah, with Mary, if comic books got more married women to comics, then we would have more family oriented like stories where characters could actually have like, you know, nice relationships. You know, the kid, like, you know, younger characters can have like actual families and
I don't know.
even, you know, be like the old school comics.
We got that with Renew Your Vows and Super Sons. There's a couple
Wait,
titles
was there-
out there.
Wasn't Renew Your Vows hated?
I don't know. I read it. I like it. It's wholesome.
Oh, so wait, so wasn't that that was not the book? Wasn't that the comic book where he gave up his marriage or something because he's currently unmarried or something like that now?
No, Spider-Man: Renew Your Vows is set in the future, alternate timeline.
Okay,
Or alternate
but it's not
universe.
canon though.
It's not canon, no.
So
I
yeah,
have a
because
daughter.
well, because people are still pissed right now because he's no longer married or he's not in a relationship with MJ.
Yeah, they want to retcon One More Day. That totally fucked everything up.
Oh, okay. One More Day was one that everyone hates then.
Yeah, Renew Your Vows is just an alternate Spider-Man comic that's
Okay.
to do with Dan Slott, and it was out before
Yeah, 'cause-
Spectacular, so I just went there to get my Spider-Man fix.
Was
And it's done.
was one-
It's decent.
yeah, One More Day was one where he sold his relationship to the devil, right?
Yeah, I didn't read it either, but something along those lines.
Yeah. When did One More Day come out?
Oh god, it was years ago. Could have sworn it was like 2003.
Oh,
I might be way off.
That was yeah, because that was after Civil War, right? Because basically Aunt May gets killed because he exposes his identity.
2007.
Yeah, it was after
it
Civil
was
War.
during the actions of. It was during the. You could search it. Yeah, 2007.
The aftermath of the first Civil War story.
Mhm.
Yeah, because his mom. Yeah, because Aunt May gets killed, and then he sells his relationship to the devil to bring her back, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why? Why would they make something so permanent like that? Like, we fucking talking. This was like 11 years ago. What?
Well, it's almost like with Barry Allen, where it's like they got rid of his relationship with Iris for like a good majority of the New 52, and now they're finally might be coming back together.
Yeah, Iris the relationship nearly as iconic as Spider-Man and MJ.
Come on. I don't know. Barry and Iris have a long-standing relationship. I mean, they've been together since the 50s.
Oh, fair enough. I don't read Flash.
I'm just kind of curious about this, but I'm just kind of curious about this, but Iris is black in the comics, right?
Is she black now? I know she was in the TV show, but
yeah, they made her black in the TV show. In the new Justice League movie, they hired a They
I don't think she might not. They may not. She may not be that anymore because I'm not sure how the movie's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, there was a deleted scene with her in it, but I mean, I don't know if they'll end up recasting Iris, but yeah.
Yeah, let me see. DC Rebirth. I'm looking up what she's like in the comics now. It looks like she is still white in the comic books, I think.
Yeah,
I think so. I'm trying to remember. Can't exactly tell. Yeah, they're not giving me like a title, like which comic. Oh, it's this.
Anyways, how is the Flash? There's a new arc with Grodd or something.
Well, like I said, I have like a limited amount of comic books I can buy because they're expensive. So I actually haven't been reading the Flash. But it seems like people seem to like it. It seems like Flash has been liking.
Breaking up pretty bad too. I don't know if you're using something else on your network.
Oh wait, did you realize? Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Yeah, but yeah, it just seemed like Flash. I haven't really been watching. I haven't read the Flash just because I have a limited amount of books I can buy because they're super expensive. And yeah, the Flash seems like people have been loving that series.
Yeah, it's just another bi-weekly book. Fuck, I gotta just got into Batman and Justice League.
Boo! Too much Batman. Branched out.
No, I don't. All the Batmen are really different, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but come on, read Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is a pretty fun read. It's all weird and stuff.
Yeah, the colorist hates you, and that's Tammy.
The colorist hates
Bonneville.
You. Wait, the colorist hate.
She hates all white men. Didn't you know?
Oh well, not white.
Dropped that book. She pretty much said
the colors for Doomsday Patrol. She was I don't know if it was Tamara Bonvillain. Was it? Oh yeah. I personally actually kind of okay, so before this was way before Comicsgate, but I actually read Wayward and the first two issues, and I actually really liked it. And now that I kind of went back to see who worked on it, I realized, oh, this is Tamara Bonvillain who did the colors. And I'm in that kind of dilemma where I want to buy the book because I actually kind of liked it, but I still want to buy the book. It's just that I don't want to support it because of that.
She's just a fucking colorist, really. If she was a writer,
Oh, yeah.
Definitely boycott her book. But that being said, she apparently does Moon Girl DD, which I do purchase. So I'm not going to drop that. But she's on Doom Patrol. She's completely off her fucking knocker.
Yeah.
Part of the whole SJW clique.
Yeah. And to be honest, I actually do kind of like her colors. But, like, well, I like her work, but her as a person, not really.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, this week from my comic book store, yeah, I got like Red Hood and the Outlaws and Super Sons.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I also
Super Sons or Teen Titans?
Super Sons.
Oh, I didn't know it was out this week.
Yeah, it's like part of the Super Sons of Tomorrow storyline.
Oh, last week's book. That arc finished up last week.
Oh, which Stark?
Super Sons of Tomorrow.
Well, mine says part 2, so maybe it was from last week, and I didn't get to the comic book store last week.
Part 4 was last week. You're on part 2.
Oh, I have part 2. I have part 2 at like issue 11.
Yeah, it was Superman, and then I'm pretty sure it was Super Sons, back to Superman or Teen Titans, and vice versa. It was 3 different titles with 4 issues. I know 2 of them were Superman.
Oh, so the different parts were in different titles then.
Yeah, like I said, there was a Superman, a Teen Titans, Super Sons.
Okay, well, yeah, I didn't get those issues in.
Did you get the one with what the fuck's his name on the cover?
Well, the one I have is a cover with like Superboy, Robin, and they're like fighting Batman.
Oh wait, yeah. Is this like Superboy and Robin, but Robin's fighting Superman?
Nope. I mean, well, on the cover, it's them and like fighting Batman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to get Super Sons, but I think I probably might wait for the trade because, that it's just kind of more convenience on my part. So I don't know. Is there like a trade that's out already?
I'm not sure.
Definitely. It's on like issue 12.
Yeah, probably gonna happen soon. But yeah, I also want to check out Damage because it sounds like Damage is doing pretty well.
Oh yeah.
I picked up the first issue. I'm not gonna add it to my pull though.
Okay.
I'm getting the Terrifics is on my pull and
well, yeah, I think I'm gonna get that because like the Terrifics they have what's his name, Metamorpho.
Plastic Man was my draw to it.
Oh yeah, Plastic Man, yeah. Well, yeah, because they had to use Plastic Man Super later because everyone loved him in DC, the DC Just League Action.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if it's going to be the. I don't know if it's going to be the same kind of quippy Plastic Man we're used to. I don't know if he's going to be more serious.
They should probably make him quippy just because, I think a lot of people will complain about that because we already have enough serious characters in DC already.
Yeah, I always look at him like he's the DC universe is kind of like Deadpool or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a bad comparison, but it works.
I don't know if because I think at one point they wanted to do a Plastic Man movie. I'm not really sure how that would I'm not really sure how I feel about that because I haven't really read up on a lot of this stuff.
The thing is, Mr. Fantastic in those Fantastic Four movies was the special effects was so bad and it was so cheesy. I did not like it at all. So, like, just from a technical standpoint, I don't know how well they could do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I think they're so I was on the DC website. It looks like they're going to have like cool, releasing a collected edition of all the Looney Tunes crossovers that they did with DC. So you can buy a graphic novel. Yeah. I'm gonna definitely buy that one.
Didn't bother with
It's in
any
like
of those.
February. Well, I got the Jonah Hex one, the Wonder Woman one, and those were both really good.
Yeah.
I
Wait.
wasn't reading any DC when those came out. I've only just gotten into it the past 8 months now.
I just been reading DC for a while. They're really great. Yeah, I'm a huge DC fan.
Just picked up all the Thanos run today. From issue 1,
Wait,
2,
what?
50.
Thanos
picked
run?
up all the from Marvel's Thanos run right now. Fucking dope.
Oh, why are you buying Marvel?
I don't know. I like the book.
Unfortunately, I hate to tell you, so this is a DC only stream.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up see when they're going to add that new Challengers the Unknown series because I feel like it should be coming out eventually.
Well, here's a plug. I usually just go to Things from Another World. Things from tfaw.com. And then you can just search it up there, and they got all the publishing dates.
Wait, what's it called?
twaf.com.
Okay.
So what are you looking for? Challengers? It's not listed yet. They got Immortal Men listed in March.
Oh, wait.
14th.
I don't know. Can you like give a link to the place? It's a little weird on my didn't show up.
Post it. Post that window. Nope. I don't know. It's in the chat. In the Hangouts chat.
Yeah.
I got a guy that I get all my comics from locally, but I use that site to get all the one-offs. So like every month I'll get an order for like 10 comics, pay for the shipping, rather than have to call my guy up and have him add all these one-offs all the time.
Oh yeah. Well, that's cool.
You get your stuff off. You get your stuff off Amazon or eBay or somewhere.
Well, no, I got a guy that gets his comics directly from Diamond, but he doesn't have a fucking storefront or anything. But he has like 100 customers in the Ottawa area, and he gives you 25% off, and he delivers. So I don't have a vehicle, and it's really convenient in the wintertime. So he delivers them. I save 25%. It's win all around. But then, like, if something's coming out Wednesday, he doesn't have, like, if it's Monday and I hear about a comic that's out on Wednesday, I can pre-order it from this website. And I don't have to worry about, trying to bother him because he needs his pre-orders for Diamond like a couple weeks in advance.
Okay.
And I can always just go to my LCS, but it's a huge hassle getting there in the wintertime.
Yeah, there's some interesting comics coming up actually from DC. Like one's called Curse of the Brimstone. Another's called Kate Carson Has an Interstellar Eye. Then there's like the Immortal Men. Looks kind of interesting. And then there's going to be like a Doom Patrol JLA special.
Mags is working on a spin-off from that.
A what? Of what?
A spin-off comic that's coming off of the Doom Patrol JLA.
Shit.
I heard that. I've heard from some people that Transformers versus Visionaries is actually kind of good. I don't know if Mags is kind of like turned over new leaf or whatever, but
Wait, Transformers. That was before she went to DC, and I think it's not like everyone hated that, saying it was garbage.
Well, she did a mini in the Venomverse War Stories, and it wasn't terrible. but she is just a horrible person. So fuck her.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it's just like F that. I mean, you don't. I say I just don't support people like, yeah, are gonna make threats like that. When you make threats like that online, someone should call it a mental health hospital and have you committed and stuff. See, saying crazy stuff like that. And then she also basically hates capitalism, despite the fact she's working for a fucking multi-billion-dollar corporation. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Working for DC then?
Something cool that's coming out too. Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman. Looks kind of a fantasy 6-issue miniseries.
Yeah, let's see. Then there's Sideways, which seems interesting.
I added that to my poll, at least for the first 5 issues.
Yeah.
The art in Sideways looks really good. Another thing I added, Queen Mare of Atlantis. Has
then
Dan
then there's
head on it.
There's also Demon Hell is Earth, so that's gonna be an Etrigan story from the look of it.
Demon Hell is Earth?
Yeah, and then Dead Man's getting a series as well. A miniseries.
Dead Man's on like issue 3 right now.
Yeah, and then there's some
same with Demon Hell's on like issue 2 or something.
Yeah, then there's also Dastardly and Muttley.
Yeah, okay. If you're on that new comics book page, if it says add to cart, it's already out.
It what?
Says pre-order.
It says what?
Like add to cart, it's already out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see
it. Date on there too.
Okay, so it says add to cart's already out then.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to
Carson. Oh, looks interesting.
What'd you say?
I've been meaning to actually check out the Valerian series. I think there's actually a trade paperback already out on Amazon. So, well, I think of like 3 of the stories in one paperback. So I might actually end up checking that out. The movie, it looks alright, but I kind of am more interested in the comic.
I watched the movie back in whatever the hell it came out the first day, but it was good.
I need to collect.
It was all right.
Yeah, I need to collect Kate Carson as a cybernetic eye because it looks like a very interesting series because they had some very obscure characters appear in it.
What I think it's in the Doom Patrol universe. Looks like it might be.
Oh, Cave Carson.
What the hell is that? Animal? You know, it's like
Young Animal. DC's Young
Animal.
I
think it's a
like
Young Animal.
Yeah, it's like they're.
Oh, you can go.
Oh, no, it's fine because I'd say it's just like they're like a little more independent or like less connected books.
Less mainstream, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wanted to kind of go back onto. I was actually thinking of going on to Mags again because, okay, so she said some stuff about like. Yeah, because Mags said some stuff about like Wolverine, about how like there was a Tumblr user who was making all of these like theories that Wolverine was trans, that Wolverine was a trans woman or no trans man, woman going into trans, and like she gave some of the worst reasons because like you know. Logan doesn't go by his original name. He goes by Logan. And then there's he's 5'3" because, you know, everyone, because like, you know, like I'm 5'5" and, you know, that does not make me a woman. And then Logan, the reason why he goes by Logan, like, I don't know if this was in the comics. Did he have amnesia? Because, like,
I thought his name was,
I don't know.
Literally, his name is Logan. Logan, is it not?
I think it's his name.
I think his name is James Howlett. His original name.
Oh yeah, because at least in the movie, like Wolverine Origins, he's called Jimmy. They call him Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, well, I don't exactly know why he would want to go by his first name, but I definitely know that James is a boy
Oh, it is
name.
James
So
Howlett.
yeah, James is a boy name, and therefore he would have been born as a boy, and therefore, he would not have ever transitioned. Because, oh, and another point was that uh, I think he was born in the 1700s or 1800s. So, there was no such thing as like transitioning back then, you know?
That's what I was gonna say. Whoever said that is completely fucking retarded, and it's not surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of another example of how they don't actually read comics.
Yeah, is Max
What
really
we should
read
do
comics?
is take their gay characters and turn them fucking straight on them, so they like it.
Already ahead of you.
I don't know who's gay. Was America already gay? Because
Wait, let's say, yeah, wait, does Max even read comics? That is the question.
have you seen the fucking shit she's been tweeting out recently?
Yeah, and, like, it makes Ethan Van Sciver look even more like incorrect when he's trying to say Max has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blew up in his face.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wanted to think, okay, maybe these people are changing, but then like, oh no, they're still that way. Never mind.
No, progressives, unless they get red pilled, won't really change just because culture is in their favor right now. As in, basically, people are going to make so many excuses for them that they're literally potentially either going to end up being extremely depressed later in life, or they might end up killing someone.
Bruh, looking at this tweet right now from Max.
Well, wait, screen share that.
It should be screen shared. Is this showing up?
Not yet.
Screen share. Try doing an application.
There we go.
How should I ruin comics today? Fantastic.
Oh, shit. Doom fights for refugees, militant pro-choice soups, Cap Bucky, Ben Grimm's selfie. Oh, my God. What the fuck?
I know it's
Ben
probably kind of tongue-in-cheek, but come on now.
It's
the fact that they would do this shit, they literally would make these stupid fucking decisions at Marvel at this point.
Speaking of actually selfies, there's like in the Super Sons issue of mine, one of the characters like
Kid Flash.
Yeah, Kid Flash tries to take a selfie and like Raven crushes it. It's like fucking hilarious. So it's like the writer's self-aware how dumb the whole selfie thing is.
Yeah,
I was reading that. I'm like, no, DC, don't do the selfie. And then Raven calls him like a fucking moron, pretty much. And I'm like, yes, he is.
Yeah.
Thank you. So satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I'm just kind of saying that like the last one was easily the one that I would have picked because it's not.
The last what?
Yeah. The Ben Grimm selfie.
Yeah, Ben Grimm selfie. Yeah.
It's just a cover.
Still cringy as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been oh yeah, that new the New Mutants movie that was actually supposed to come out 2 months later, not 2 months. It was supposed to come out in April, but damn, I think they might have wanted to come out with it on let me see that, because I've been interested in seeing the New Mutants movie because I'm like a huge horror fan, and also like horror and X-Men, like that's a pretty freaking good combination. But like, yeah, they said that they were going to come out with it in April of this year, but they pushed it like way farther ahead.
2019, bro.
Yeah, and, yeah, but so that'll probably give me enough like time to actually like read all of the New Mutant stuff
They
to
have a
kind of
fucking trailer, and the movie's not out for like a whole year.
yeah. It was because like it was gonna come out the same time around like Avengers Infinity War and Deadpool 2, so they really didn't want to release it at this time.
Doesn't
Okay.
look that great from the trailer, to be honest.
Honestly, I think they probably should put it in October because that's like probably the best place they could put it.
Yeah. Who is that? The guy
Uh,
from Stranger Things?
yeah.
Yeah, I guess
And
he
this
was
is like an
alright.
X-Men show or an X-Men movie.
Yeah, New Mutants.
Might have had to do with Disney's acquisition of Fox.
Boy, isn't that show The Gifted? If it's a show.
No, it's a movie that we're talking about. Just
Oh,
type
when's
in
it
New
coming out?
Mutants IMDb.
February 12th, 2019.
And it's by Fox or Disney.
Fox, I don't think that Disney has their hands on it.
Okay, and who's in the movie?
Disney just acquired Fox, though. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, the guy from Stranger Things is playing Cannonball. Anya Taylor-Joy, I don't know if you've seen her, but she was in The Witch, and also Split, and she's going to be playing Magic. Then there's Macy Williams, who's you know her as Arya from Game of Thrones. She's playing Wolfsbane, the werewolf girl. Yeah, and they're bringing. Yeah.
So the main guys are in it, like the main.
I don't think Professor X is actually going to be in this movie. But
Yeah.
I know, yeah, Sunspot is going to be coming back. I know that he was in Days of Future Past, so he's also going to be in this movie.
Yeah.
I got a picture up of Magic. Well, I'm assuming it's Magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So
yeah,
they came out with the trailer already for New Mutants?
Yeah, they already came out with the trailer, but it's not going to come out for another year.
Okay. I hope it's not like
Yeah.
I don't know, full of progressive propaganda.
Probably not, since it's going to just take place in like a mental asylum or anything like that, because it kind of
It's in a mental.
Yeah, it's kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that sort of thing.
Well, it's a mental asylum. They could also probably make jokes saying, "Oh, it's a reference to all of those people who people didn't accept who they were, and put them in mental asylums for not, being accepting of trans people."
Oh yeah.
It's time to stop.
Yeah. But knowing you were Carl, you're probably not going to see the movie since you're out of Hollywood, right?
I have no intentions of seeing this.
So so you haven't seen any of the Marvel films then recently?
I don't know.
Like you didn't see like the Guardians of the Galaxy or any of these new movies then?
Who went to see Guardians? That was
Number
like in
2?
the summertime. Yeah, that was like August.
I thought you were done.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything since Christmas.
Okay.
Fucking cancel my Netflix around Christmas time.
Well, you
Don't get
canceled
me
Netflix.
wrong,
How'd you do that?
I'll still legally download stuff. I'm just making sure they get none of my fucking money.
How you watch television then if you're down cancel Netflix?
I don't watch television.
Oh really?
I don't think.
How are you going to talk with the normies then if you're not watching television?
I don't know any normies. Well, maybe you. I don't know.
Well, I mean, anime is kind of for normies too, as well, I guess.
Yeah,
Because the normies know about that stuff.
I just stick to my anime. What the hell did I pick up the other day? Villainous.
Yeah, I noticed like a lot of girls. You want to get in with a lot of girls and stuff. You just gotta be into Studio Ghibli films, and they'll definitely start liking you.
The Villainous.
Oh yeah,
So good.
Oh yeah, speaking of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Netflix is actually going to be coming out with the TV show just based off of Nurse Ratched.
What? What is that?
It's a TV show called Ratched, and it's based on the character from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and
What is
Sarah
One Flew Over
Paulson.
the Cuckoo's Nest?
It's this story about just these people that are kind of in this asylum, and it takes place from the perspective of a Native American man. But Jack Nicholson was in this movie that was based on the book. So the book and the movie are both really good. I recommend both of them.
Okay. But it's basically
Yeah.
asylum. Is there anything like supernatural that happens or no?
The New Mutants, that's the supernatural stuff. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's more like a comedy drama type of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, Nurse Ratched is like this one character who's she's in charge of the entire facility, the hospital, and she just kind of is. She's kind of a cold and heartless type of person, really. So that'd be kind of cool to see in a TV show, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. As for oh yeah, I saw that Godzilla movie on Netflix, the 3D anime one. I thought it was actually kind of good. But then like I don't know if I should like spoil anything, but yeah, there's this ending that kind of will lead into the second movie, and I guess they'll probably need to bring back Mecha Godzilla. Well, I don't think it's that much of a spoiler alert because Mega Godzilla.
Don't totally ruined it for me. I got a link to it that Gwalt sent me.
Yeah, it's just in the beginning of the movie anyway. So yeah.
Go for it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I would suggest that out.
Isn't there 2 parts to it?
One part, and then there's part 2 and 3, so it's gonna be a trilogy.
Isn't there 2 parts on Netflix?
No, part 1 just came out in theaters and they put it on Netflix. So part 2, I think it's gonna come out this year, and I don't know when part 3 is gonna come out.
Oh yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Godzilla Kaiju Wakuze?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Planet of the Monsters. That's what it's called.
Okay. Yeah, but so yeah, I guess I'm still having my Netflix just because not really paying for it because else's, and I also like some of the Futurama episodes for fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I know
stuff
that
on there that's worth watching.
Mars, yeah, like Mars. I like the Mars Las Vegas episode where Zoidberg becomes visible. Robot Mafia is after me. If they catch me, it'll be curtains for Johnny Z. Yeah, and he gets full of ink and gets polarized, so he's like invisible for like most of the episode.
Which episode was that called?
I think it was like Viva Mars Vegas or something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that they were supposed to like I think at one part of this episode they try to like sneak these they try to sneak Zoidberg into a vault or something.
Yeah, that's the episode.
Yeah, I think I might have seen it, but only like the last half of it.
Yeah, then like Bender like pretends to be a cowboy. He's like, I'm a crazy Texas robot millionaire, and I plan to lose billions in your casino. Yeah, it's so funny, basically. And then Hermes comes in and basically pretends to be like some African like politician. It's like, I trust you to speak my spam email. It's like so funny. I think that's supposed to be a joke on the whole scam issue in West Africa, because I think there was like a thing where West Africans were like doing a lot of scams or something like that.
I think I'll probably have to check that out. I think that Futurama is still on Netflix, so I'll probably give that a look.
Yeah, I also go to watch all the episodes of Family Guy that I like, because like I just absolutely love Road to the North Pole. I think that's one of my favorite Christmas specials I've seen on a cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's where Stewie tries to go see Santa.
Yeah, and they realize that it's like a house of horrors because everyone keeps wanting more and more and more toys, and Santa goes insane. Yeah, and then it's just like it's a 2-part episode, but it's just so good. Like I just find it so entertaining, especially like the whole meaning behind this, like the whole story.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty insane. The whole.
Yeah, it's really dark. It's one of their dark episodes, especially like that home invasion scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the song that they say, like the song is perfection. Like how like Santa Claus themselves are like singing about how horrible their life is.
Oh, with the toxic waste and everything.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like, oh yeah, like now we're on crack and it feels like Iraq and stuff. It's like that's such a dark line right there.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different show.
You know what?
But yeah, it's called Road to North Pole. Like their Road to episodes are excellent because that's like the Brian Stewie episodes.
You know what? I actually never
about American Dad, and then I was thinking of Futurama. What you're actually talking about?
Okay, because American Dad has some really good Christmas stuff too, especially like Entomb the Bertholds, where like basically like Santa Claus has a whole army of elves trying to kill the Smiths.
Yeah, I really like that show.
Yeah. And then also like the Rapture's Delight, that's a good one, where like the rapture happens and like the world goes to hell.
Oh, there's like Cyborg Stan. Was that the one?
That's not a Christmas special. That's just like I think it's a Valentine's Day special.
Oh, maybe.
I think so. But yeah, it's like really funny.
He like has a Spanish accent.
Yeah, it's Spanish and Canadian. Basically, apparently in the future, Canada and Mexico annex America. So yeah, he has like a Canadian Spanish accent where it's like, Stan, we need to talk and stuff. Hey man. So yeah, he has like a Spanish mixture of Canadian. It's like really weird. Yeah, I think that's how his accent works. It's like he has like the hey man, like a Spanish guy, and he has like the A. So it's like, Stan, we need to talk.
Which character was that?
It's Cyborg Stan. He's like apparently basically the story goes that he wanted to I think he made so that when he dies his body would be turned into a cyborg, which is what happens, and this ticks off his like Francine because she wants them to be buried together. So yeah. So he comes back in the future. Because basically talk about like there's gonna be like an invasion or something like that. But it's actually all
is...
Oh yeah.
Sorry, man, to interrupt. I gotta take my dog out. He's sitting there growling at me.
Wait, what?
I have to take my dog out. So I'll be off line for like 15 minutes tops. You're gonna be around, right?
Okay. Sure. Let's see the dog first.
Oh, where'd he go?
He disappeared.
Oh, he's getting all antsy. Hey, buddy.
Oh, it's such a cute dog.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let my phone cool off there. So I'm just gonna jump off the stream and then I'll hit the link and come back in.
Oh, sure.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. So Florence, So how have you been?
Pretty good so far. Sorry if there's like noise in the background. My cousin just came, so yeah.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, but I'm yeah, pretty good. And I actually didn't realize this, but Carrie Fisher was actually Angela in Family Guy, so that was kind of interesting.
Gary Fisher was who?
Angela, the Peter's boss, the one that tried to molest him.
Really? Yeah. Oh, so she was Angela?
Yeah.
Huh, I did not know that.
Yep. Me either.
Huh. Oh yeah, because well,
But
isn't she dead now?
yeah, I guess she's not going to be in Family Guy anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, I think her last episode was probably a Christmas special. But
Okay, it says don't
yeah,
be don't be a Dickens at Christmas. Yes, yeah.
yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Yep. So I mean that's kind of interesting. I never thought that she'd be in a I never thought that she'd be like in Family Guy, but that's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So what movies are you kind of looking forward to seeing?
What is it?
What movies are you looking forward to seeing?
It's like, I'm not really sure right now. 'Cause it seems like there isn't really anything interesting coming out too much. I mean, maybe like whatever DC movies coming out. Maybe it's just yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like the quality of movies has really dropped recently, so it just seems like it's a lot of them are all just crap.
Yeah.
And then there's all like, well, yeah, I forgot to mention this. Like, there's still Black Panther retardation happening, where like people are pissed that it's not filmed in Africa for some stupid reason.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Like so
Yeah, there's people complaining saying that's like they hate Africa or something like that because it's not filmed in freaking
wait,
Africa.
that doesn't make any I thought that Black Panther was filmed in Africa.
No, it's filmed in South America, Central America, and Atlanta.
Well, I mean, I mean, man, they really would try to make like a big deal out of anything, really.
Yeah, because like what's a good example? Like what's a
Oh,
movie? I mean, there's several movies that are not filmed on
oh,
sites that are filmed in their place.
hold on, I need to go and check on something.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, folks.
Hold on.
Okay. But so there you have it, folks. We people are gonna complain as always about stuff like Black Panther. And it's really annoying seeing all these, idiots complain when they're getting a freaking movie as like a nearly all black fucking cast and stuff. But fuck it. You're gonna find the slightest thing to complain about. It's like, yeah, Wakanda is not real. There's no real place in Africa like it. And yeah, I understand you want to film it there, but still, it's a fictional country, so they can film where the F they want it to. It's cheaper to film within North America compared to flying an entire film crew all the way over to Africa, where they're going to basically, yeah, probably they would have to spend like several weeks filming there. So, yeah, it's much cheaper to film like inside the United States or in Central and South America. So, yeah, sorry to sorry to burst your bubble, but the complaints are just freaking stupid. But what else is new? SJWs are just pure cancer, I guess. So, fuck it. Just crap as usual. So, well, what else is new? Oh, all those new DC books look to be very interesting, and I hope to one day, order them and get to read them. Been trying to read more Super Sons because it's like the only comic book out there with like, two kids who aren't doing all these social justice warrior bullshit and stuff, and especially two boys as well. And it's entertaining, fun, and has a sense of family and friends aspect, which I think is missing a lot in comic books. So many comics today are so edgy and like filled to the brim with progressive propaganda. It's just getting super stupid and annoying. But yeah, other than that, it's just rather enjoyable. I hope to one day that they'll be able to come out with more, I don't know, family-oriented books that aren't all gloom and doom and edginess, and they hire people who actually have families and relationships and stuff. Not like, narcissistic, self-centered, woe is me assholes like Mags and Gail Samoa and all those other, toxic creators in the industry. It's like insane as usual. But yeah. Yeah. Either way, I hope someday things will change for the better. Not gonna keep my hopes up because comic books being a smaller industry can be very hard to change around. Small industries can sometimes be really set in their ways. Yep. Let's see. What other news is there really? Well, anything new? Well, I guess good news is I got my Commander finally came in for Magic the Gathering. For those of you that don't know, Commander is a format where you take a legendary creature and have it be on a sideboard that you can summon it by tapping mana that's in its mana cost. And this Commander basically makes it so I can finally have a more aggressive creature-oriented deck. And I was unaware that the ability Dethrone was better than I actually initially thought. And the ability is pretty cool when I read it fully, where basically my creatures get powerful whenever they attack and not when they do damage. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I can't wait to use the deck when I get a chance to. What else really is there besides that? Well, building a mono green EDH deck. So I finally will have a green deck, which I was really hoping to have actually, because for a while I had almost every other color in a deck, but not a mono green deck, which I think is really fun to do on its own compared to a lot of the other colors. So I'm excited for when the Commander comes in so I can actually start playing it, which should be really fun. Let's see, what else is there? Well, there's all this, BS going on with comic books, Magic Gathering, and D&D, where all these SJWs are trying to, start their usual bullshit because they finally realize that because gaming is too big for them to fuck around with, they're not going to fuck around with the very, small companies, the very small hobbies. Like D&D is not really that big. I mean, it has a lot of fans, but it's not big compared as big as video games, of course. So it makes it easier for SJWs to get their claw in. The same thing with comic books and Magic. They have a big following, but the industry is just not big enough to handle and resisting these like cancerous individuals. So although it seems like with comic books, at least the sales have been dropping, so they have been fighting back, which is pretty good. But
yeah. Oh, I'm back.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, I had to go across the street a few times.
For like family members?
Yeah, my cousins are both gonna be coming over here. Yeah. Okay. But what were you talking about?
Oh, I was just talking about random stuff while you were away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just kind of like did a little bit of writing today on the script. Might take a little while once I get everything on paper, I guess.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never really written a comic book script before, so it's gonna be kind of hard to like do it.
Yeah, I can I can link you to some sites if you want me to see if there's any templates you might like.
Well, I'm using Celtics, which is a script writing format, so that includes the comic book scripts. So I have the format. I
Uh,
just and they have a sample of like a comic book script, so I'm just following that to get some idea of how it works. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So you've tried writing in that style before?
No, not really.
Hmm. So
No,
this
I
is
just
like your
write in.
first.
I just write in. I always just write in documents like Open Office for like short stories and novels.
Hmm. Uh, so how long have you been writing?
Like since 2009 or 8 or something like that.
Uh, yeah, I've been. I think I've been writing for about like probably 6 years right now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, I wanted
Yeah.
to draw, but then I wasn't really good at drawing stuff, so I just switched over to writing, which actually worked out a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry if I'm kind of quiet right now, but my grandmother's making a payment, and yeah, I, I stream at the worst times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
But
But
what?
what were you talking about?
Oh, well, I was just saying is that so like it's just like with writing, you just have to write as much as possible. But yeah, for me, it's just been a lot of writer's block recently, so been trying to write more.
Oh yeah, I can kind of understand that.
Yeah, especially when you're working a job, it just feels like a lot like you have a lot less time on your hands to do fun stuff and also do other stuff.
Yeah. I've been trying to kind of see if I could balance that, try to see if I can do both like probably gaming, but that just kind of feels a little bit like procrastinating at that point. So, I have to be completely hold on. I have to be completely like I just need to you know what I mean? It feels a little bit like procrastinating sometimes.
Yeah. Hello, Ricardo.
I'm back.
Yeah,
You can take over for me. Yay.
you. So Ricardo, is your your dog is really growling at you?
Oh, he always does shit like that.
Oh, why does he do that?
Letting me know he's there. Oh,
Did
forget.
you spoil him?
Oh, he's way too spoiled.
Why did you spoil him, man? It's like a kid. You don't spoil a kid.
Ah, he's a dog, whatever.
Whatever. That's funny. But yeah, it's just oh yeah, so I guess now we were gonna talk a bit about like the old comic story and drama that's been going on.
Yeah, mostly caught up with it.
So it's basically just like he wants to stay neutral, but I guess he brings up the topic for some reason, which is either I don't know, it does matter to him, or maybe it's just like people keep asking him or trying to get him involved or some way or something. Because I mean, I'm kind of confused. I mean, did he actually say he doesn't care about comics culture, or he just doesn't care about the culture war going on? That's the one thing I'm
Probably.
just a little confused about.
Yeah, I think he said he cares. He doesn't care about the culture war more than the. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just kind of like I mean, because he obviously cares about comics because he seems to enjoy it because they just seem because he definitely reads them and seems to enjoy them. I mean, and I will honestly say is I feel like people saying him reading the comics makes so people won't read the comics. It's like that. I mean, that's like, I don't know. That's kind of like I mean that'd be like saying like a spoiler, a spoiler review ruins people wanting to watch a movie and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I can read something that spoils everything and still watch the movie to enjoy it.
Well, the thing is, the guy is kind of like, I don't care about something that I like. It'd be
He
like
doesn't
if,
like, right?
yeah, it's like if you're a sports fan and you're a major sports fan, but you're like, oh, the NFL's going bankrupt. Oh, I don't care. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you do care. Like, don't you want to see
Well, I think that's what Doug
the
mentions.
thing you
I think
love?
that. I think that's what Doug
Flourish?
mentioned because Doug seemed to mention how he's acting as kind of like those NFL, sports. Sports commentators that basically are kind of ignoring the fact that the NFL is losing its ratings and is going bankrupt due to the whole protesting and stuff.
You know, the guy's definitely entitled to his opinion of not having an opinion, but
well, I mean, I think he's
sure,
just well, it seems like he is he's commenting and making, but it makes him look bad just because he says he doesn't care, but he keeps bringing it up. So
I'm sure he has an opinion, though. That's a bit.
yeah, but he has to be careful, otherwise he could probably get busted because he's one of the more popular channels. And
Well, it's his.
I think he's working. I mean, does he work? I think he works for both Marvel and DC.
I have no idea. I've never watched any of his videos.
But I honestly don't think he affects the sales. He makes sales go down. I don't know. He's been on for a while, and I don't think he's the reason. I think if someone hears a story, they might want to buy it because I mean, a lot of people wiki page and listen to stories all the time, and you want to hold the book copy because I mean, in his book, he doesn't really show all of the panels in a story. I'm pretty sure because he tells you the complete story, but he doesn't show all the all the pictures. So you'll want to still read the comic for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, I think storybook channels are actually pretty cool, especially if it's original content stories and stuff that people are sharing, because I think they can be really fun.
Yeah. I personally actually enjoyed him, and I liked Comicstorian more than I kind of. Okay, so I kind of watched Comicstorian for fun, but for Comics Explained, he really goes into detail on these stories. So,
yeah, I mean, he's the one who basically blew the whistle on all new, all different Marvel. I mean, he wasn't intentionally going after SJWs, but he kind of did blow the whistle with all new, all different Marvel and stuff. Where he complained about it, and not in the SJW sense, but the fact is it was supposed to be all new, all different, but none of the characters were all new and all different. So he was basically calling Marvel out for their, deceitful marketing ploy.
Yeah.
And then he also hated Avengers versus X-Men or something like that, or that one with Matthew Malloy, the guy who can warp reality.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's been trying to play it safe recently. I don't know if it's because he's had a deal with Marvel or not, but
well, he knows the creators. He's met the creators, so I think the creators know, and he's friends with a lot of them. Yeah. So his
he doesn't want to create tension in his fan base either. If obviously he's got fans from all parts of the, let's say, political spectrum, and if he's gonna call out half of them, or whether people right, then he's gonna obviously piss off the other half.
Yeah, I guess one of my problems is just that I feel like the comic community, the Comicsgate community, does tend to sometimes have pick favorites on who can do start crap and who can't and stuff. Basically, people, a lot of people have been disagreeing with Ethan Van Sciver with how sometimes he basically will sometimes, it's my opinion, sometimes what's the word, kind of agree or not agree, what's the word, I guess kind of I don't know, sometimes kneel for when SJWs kind of try to guilt trip people, saying, oh, transgender people have this bad experience and stuff. It's just bullshit,
Yeah, but I'm sure EVS has lost a lot of fans too in the past 4 months.
Well, no, of course he's lost a lot of fans, but he's he feel
I'm sure he's gained a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like it's pretty stupid to try and, again, you openly admit that you voted for Trump and stuff, and you openly admit that you're a Republican, and you're trying to basically, play peacemaker with SJWs. That's just insane. That's like basically, it's virtually impossible to do that.
Well, the guy's not hiding it. Like, he voted for Trump, whatever, he's Republican.
I know. So, like, why would you try and make peace with these people? I mean, it's just like, there's no point. You basically, it's like, it's the equivalency of like.
He's a good guy, man. He's like live and let live sort of guy. That's his personality.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who fly, Confederate flags that live and let live type of guy. That's not gonna. You're not gonna be on. You're still not gonna peacemake with Black Lives Matter and stuff if you're seen flying a Confederate flag.
I don't think a guy with a Confederate flag would want to.
Well, I'm saying I'm just using that as an equivalent. It's like basically saying you want to be a peacemaker, but you also have been caught waving a Confederate flag and stuff. You're not gonna be a peacemaker between these people and stuff.
Yeah, that's
like if anything, you want someone like Sargon or someone who is in fact, not like that politically affiliated to be a peacemaker.
I don't think it much makes a difference.
Yeah. Was there a growling in the background?
Yeah, the fucking dog is back at it again.
What's wrong?
Sitting there with a toilet paper roll.
Okay, why is there toilet paper roll?
I don't know. It's his favorite toy. Whatever.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna, if you're gonna try, I don't know, if you're gonna be a peacemaker and stuff, being that controversial makes it pretty hard and stuff.
It's not controversial though. He fucking voted for Trump like half the population did. He's a Republican. Half the population.
Yeah, that's controversial. I don't know, too.
He's not like a guy fucking flying a Confederate flag. What percentage of the population do that? That's a little more controversial than
voting for Trump is pretty controversial. In America, this is very controversial. It kind of is, actually. I think, being openly voting for Trump, you could lose jobs, and people are especially around here in Seattle and stuff. It's like pretty crazy if they catch you voting for Trump and stuff. They're gonna get super mad at you.
I don't know. Fucking eat my ass, pull a Max Bemis.
Yeah.
No, but I can see where you're coming from, but
I'm just saying with
SJWs, not understand that fucking Trump got democratically elected because people voted for him. These people, like your fucking next door neighbor probably voted for Trump. Like you got 10 people together, 5 of them fucking probably voted for Trump. Like, what kind of delusion are they living in?
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make is that he's trying to peacemake with people who are really delusional, and being a Trump supporter isn't really going to help you trying to peacemake with these people. That's my point. It's like, it's just like you're getting in with the sharks, basically.
Well, yeah, but EVS isn't going to be like fucking I'm with her. Like, give me a break.
Not really, but when you're basically trying to peacemake with mags, that's kind of essentially almost the same thing. Trying to make excuses for mags,
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying that's basically, you might as well just do a Me Too thing. Just in my personal opinion, when you're trying to defend mags.
Yeah.
And that's kind of white knighting right there. And white knighting does not help culture. That kills culture, really. It's what TFM's all about and stuff. Yeah, TFM would have. I would have liked to see TFM come on to Ethan Van Sciver's stream to try and explain to him the realities of not white knighting and don't doing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a bit older than our generation. Well, not that much
older,
but EVS is a bit older, a bit more.
Yeah, it's like he tries to be an old school conservative, and for me personally, I'm with the whole new school, Milo and Gavin McInnes, who are more like the punk conservatives, because I feel like that's more effective, and that gets more traction, and just kind of tells people don't take crap and stuff. Because I feel like sometimes, I don't know, it gets to be where some people advocate just shuffling along as a conservative, which I don't think you should. You should definitely speak out and definitely express your opinions to make sure people understand who you are. Because if you're afraid to talk about your own politics and you're like a company, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially, when this company, like, is like perfectly fine with letting radical progressives explain their politics,
Yeah.
Because,
you can go.
Well, I'm just saying is, as a whole, comic books the industry is way too small, and comic books really need to expand the industry more, because right now I think the industry is going to die if it keeps trying to be like this very specific, exclusive, hobby.
Here's the thing Mim was kind of getting at is Marvel was trying to get a different base audience than the one they had. Because let's face it, the people buying comics are pretty much a bunch of guys in their 30s right now that are actually buying the comics. And by trying to appeal to a phantom audience, they're going to lose their core audience. And once you lose your core for a phantom audience, it's no really coming back from it.
Well, what they should have done was just expanded on their title list and just try to get some of those titles out to, say, like, kids and stuff, and try and get the medium out there more.
They should have fucking did was just create a whole new universe, Marvel fucking 818, and then just fucking have everybody fucking transgender and gay in that universe, and there you go. And then you could have left everything.
Oh yeah, because you can explain in that universe everyone's gay and transgender for whatever reason.
And then everybody could have had everybody that wanted things the way they were, let's say, could have just shuffled along in the current universe, and everybody that wanted all this weird progressive shit could have just bought the progressive universe shit.
Well, I mean, technically, people still would have made very angry reviews of it, because, I mean, people were still blaming Marvel sales dropping because those books even existed. Because, like, America didn't really change any established characters, but
talking like Hulk, we're talking like Iron Man, we're talking Captain America, we're talking fucking Spider-Man, like we're talking like Wolverine, like name all the mainstream, Thor.
Yeah, but we still talk about America a lot. I mean, we still talk about America books.
America sold like 7,000 issues a month. Whether she existed or didn't exist, it wouldn't have hurt or affected the bottom line.
Yeah.
But taking away from your bottom line by, let's say, Hulk, Thor, Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, all together were selling 100,000 a month, and now you fucking turn them all into SJW characters.
I don't care what
they're selling combined like half of that,
Yeah, I do have to. Although speaking of those comics, I mean, I do have to disagree with you, Florence. I definitely think Iceman is worse than America. Just me personally, just because it's just so cringy, especially after watching that Diversity in Comics video where he rips the comic book.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't really read America or Iceman to really do like a fair comparison of the two. But
Just watch the Diversity in Comics' video on Iceman. It's like, oh my god, it's so gay and stuff. It's like, it is so stereotypical gay. It's literally like gay blackface. That's essentially what Iceman is. It's like, if the guy wasn't gay, they probably would have accused it of homophobia or something like that. It's like, I don't know what is Cena Grace's problem, but he just seems like he has some serious issues or something like that.
I don't know. Because, like, man, I mean, I personally have wanted to take into making an Iceman. That Iceman story that I said I would do, I actually am trying to do it, but like, there's a kind of, I think it's probably going to be like just like a side project at this point.
What Iceman for what?
That story that I mentioned I was going to be doing, the whole like there's a kid with ice powers who gets trained by Iceman. That story, I've been meaning to actually do that. So I mean, I already got the cast down. It's just that I kind of need to just fill in the blanks already. So uh, I think I'll just do that as like a side project every now and then, just to kind of keep my priority straight.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, I want to write like what was it? Like a Superman prequel set on Krypton. That'd be awesome. That'd be fun too.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it'd be like while they're still exploring space. So it'd be like imagine Star Wars about Kryptonians and stuff, kind of bit.
Are you reading?
You need to use more.
Are you reading Action right now?
Oh, what?
Action Comics?
I'm reading Action just because, like I said, I have a very small number of books I pull. So I try to go for like the lesser known stuff.
Yeah, they're doing alternate. Well, Booster's in their timeline got modified, and they went to an alternate Krypton, and it was pretty cool. It's kind of a
okay.
you were describing.
Yeah, because I'm very excited to see a show Krypton. If it's not, if they also premiere on Netflix as well. But yeah, like Sci-Fi is doing a Krypton show.
Like I guess it's obviously before Supes got shot in the show.
Yeah, it's like 200 years before. It has to do with like his great grandfather or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be just really interesting, like because like they don't really use too much of Krypton mythology in a lot of DC Superman comics. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if like someone expanded upon it, like adding like gods and demons and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've been kind of meaning to want to get into the Superman lore, but I mean, is there really anything like that in the comics right now?
Well, I know that the New 52 storyline involving Doomsday kind of involved like demonic possession, I think, where like the Doomsday was like it was like some demonic spear or something that possessed Superman, so he was like turning into him or something. Yeah, what else was there? I don't know. It's just there was a whole like Firebird and Nightwing story that happened in like pre New 52, which involved two Kryptonian characters. They like are like the avatars for like these two spirits. Yeah, I mean it's kind of all vague, kind of, but like I said, like I also like thought up this character I'm trying to write down who essentially is like Beast Boy, but for like Kryptonian animals, like transforms into different Kryptonian species. Because there's like a Tumblr, there's like a Tumblr like a page dedicated to like the like flora and fauna of Krypton.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah, it's like I think it's Tumblr, but I think let me see. Let's see. Should be if I just Googling it. Let's see. Let me screen share it. Screen share. So yeah, it's like a Kryptonian bestiary, and yeah, it looks like it's on Tumblr. Yeah, it's like talks about a virus, talks about evil-inducing spiny fish. The poison in the barbs of this Kryptonian spiny fish can make earthly humans turn vengeful and envious and ruthless.
So it's like the SJW virus.
Yeah, then there's also like the reptilian spider. A reptilian spider who once infested the Flame Forest, presumably somewhat fireproof, may have been related to a scarlet spinner. Yeah, then there's like Yeti creatures. Then there's also like a firefly. I guess that think breathes fire. Yep. Then there are nuts. Okay. Oh yeah, then there's like the oil plant that when it first like starts, like basically you feed it oil, and if you don't use if you don't cook it, like feed it oil, it turns into like a monster plant. Yeah, like this picture right here, it looks kind of like a vagina.
I was gonna say, man, too bad Gualte in here. That's right up his alley.
Yeah, it's an evil plant.
It's like his dick in it.
It looks like it has. I don't know. It looks like it has like teeth and stuff. That might
I could stop
be
him.
what?
I ain't gonna stop him.
Yeah, that might stop him. Yeah, that's weird. It's normally longer than the. I don't know. It's kind of weird because it looked like the list was longer last time I checked. Maybe it's a different list, but yeah, there's like a ton of like Kryptonian like animals that appear in the that appear in like these very old stories from like the 60s.
So you're kind of thinking of
a what?
Oh, you were just thinking of putting them into the kind of like integrating them into the story.
Well, in this case, it would be a character who transformed into Kryptonian. So basically, how I explain the characters, I use them also for a role-playing website as well. But essentially, how I used the character is that what was it? He's a mutant, like he's a metahuman Kryptonian, like as in he was born with powers. Oh yeah, now I remember. He was basically his parents were testing experimentation, and he developed from a very early age a very serious disease that was going to kill him. So they used the disease, their experiment, like this experimental formula to cure his like basically his cancer, but it gave him superpowers as well. And when he comes to Earth, like he eventually comes to Earth and stuff. When he comes to Earth, his disease basically causes him to his power cell. This disease causes like the solar power in his cells to basically like degenerate. So he basically has the strength of a normal human being, but his like solar power cells basically keep him from dying. Yeah, sorry, I'm having trouble explaining it basically because I haven't reread his backstory in a while because it's been a little while since I looked up on the character. But essentially, that's it. He doesn't have Superman abilities just because his cells basically just can't absorb, are constantly discharging the energy, so they don't absorb the solar radiation like other Kryptonians do. So he has his shapeshifting abilities, but he's not like invincible or can fly.
Yeah.
So yeah, on Earth he's like a normal human being.
Yeah. So he comes to Earth and like he's not like he came to Earth around the time when Krypton was dying, right?
Let me check. I can load. I think I'm gonna load the role playing website where I have the character sheet put up. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Yes, I have to log into it, so you guys can talk with each other for a bit while I try and log into it.
Okay.
So you guys can like talk about like latest comic books you guys read or something like that.
I'm still on the Thrawn trilogy right now, the Star Wars books, so it's probably going to take a while to finish that.
Oh, that's sweet. People love that book series from what I hear.
Yeah.
What was cool this week? Oh, there's an X-Men Blue annual. It's a crossover with Venom. I thought that was pretty interesting. Pretty sure that's the second one. Marvel just did a Spider-Man crossover with Venom. Now they're right into an X-Men Blue crossover with Venom. I think it's a good way that they're trying to up their sales numbers on some of the lesser-known comics.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of X-Men being crossed over with other series, just because I feel like the X-Men are good on their own.
Well, it's like one X-Men of the friggin' what they got like 5 different X-Men comics.
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Yeah. Uh, Let me see. I think I mentioned that I really want to get into the Robbie Reyes story. I don't know. I don't really know if there's anyone who's really read up on that.
I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah.
You
about.
know, Ghost Rider, the Mexican Ghost Rider, basically.
Mexican Ghost Rider, really?
And a Ghost Rider. I think the Robbie Reyes.
So what's the deal with that? Was it something they did last year that's done now, or?
Uh, yeah, I think it's well. I don't know if it's done, but well, I don't know if it's really done yet. Like I think maybe his standalone book was done, but I think he's on a team book now. I'm not sure which where exactly he shows up. I might have to check.
Let's take a look.
I know that he was in All New Ghost Rider, so that's where he got to start. So
Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider coming out in March. What?
Oh yeah, was Johnny Blaze still Ghost Rider still, or was he switched out for someone else?
I'm not really sure. I think uh yeah, I'm not really sure if Johnny Blaze was still Ghost Rider when he came out.
Check out. Fucking screen share again. Check out this.
Check out what?
My screen share? Damnation tie-in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Go search up Damnation. What if it's a one-shot?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to load the site on my phone because I forgot my password, so I couldn't log it onto my main computer.
It's a Doctor Strange Damnation, 1 of 4, and then there's like a tie-in with Johnny Blaze. Pre-order 16 comics. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it got really quiet.
Sorry.
What you doing, Ricardo?
Check out this Damnation thing.
What? It's Marvel though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know like a lot of people have been saying like Marvel Comics is like the lifeblood of the industry, and it's like that's a bad thing actually, because when one company is the lifeblood of the industry, it means that the industry is way too small. Like with video games, if you know Rockstar, EA, or Activision, or one of the big companies were to die and stuff, you know, they would get replaced by someone else. Like the industry would go along still just as strong as ever and stuff. You know, but with comic books, that's a bad thing. Like I feel like, you know, you want the industry to not have to rely on one company doing well. Otherwise, that's just you're just setting yourself up to be fucked over. I mean, me personally, I think that if Marvel were to disappear, like DC and the other companies would still like step up and vice versa. You know, it's just I don't know. I feel like the industry is in a very bad position that they really need to expand themselves. Otherwise, they really are going to die out, regardless of SJW or not.
Yeah.
Because the market's just way too small.
Personally, I've kind of been wondering if like someone out there could probably start their own comics industry, kind of like with Image, where you know there were these guys who ended up wanting to, you know, publish independently.
So basically,
I think there's alternative.
In our case, we could just do fan fan created fan created comics, because like Image is creator owned comics. This is fan owned comics.
Yeah.
Where it's like
I
every
think there's.
that actually be kind of interesting, right? Like if they have a comic book company where it's like every character is like basically owned by the fans, like people have stock and vote on what they want to do with the character, and have like a committee.
Oh yeah, that would yeah. I know they used to do that back then, where they used to send in letters to Marvel to actually try to. They used to send in letters to kind of. The fans would send letters, and the people making the comics would actually respond to them. I mean, I guess they probably still do that now, but I mean, I would have to look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying?
Well, I was just saying that would be an interesting idea to, have your own character, to like basically have fans own own the characters. I mean, what do you think of that, Ricardo?
No, it never work. Just logistics.
Oh, why wouldn't it work?
The logistics. They want to use characters in all kinds of different things, merchandise, movies, whatever.
That's where multiverse comes in. It'd be like a comic book company that like regularly uses the multiverse all the time.
Well, it's like that model they use in Japan, though. I'm not sure who's talking about it, but you could kind of take existing characters and publish a small number of books with that character. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Like I can make a Spider-Man book and do like a 5,000 issue run. They give Marvel some of the kickbacks. Is that kind of what you're going at? No.
Not really like that. It'd be just kind of like, I don't know. It'd be kind of like, I don't know, just like, like I said, you have just a pool of fans who, are basically in control of these characters and stuff,
In control of what characters? Existing ones?
Well, if there was a company for fans and stuff where it's basically like the fans basically have a huge say in what goes on with the characters.
Oh, sorry. I was getting you all wrong there.
Yeah, so it'd be like a fan-owned company, basically. Because, like, basically, Image is creator-owned. Like, this other company would be fan-owned. Like they have stock in the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Be kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, this would be more like, because I mean, I'm not really sure how that would kind of work, because I think that Marvel and even DC are probably, I don't know if about DC, but I think that Marvel would probably be a little bit more, I guess you can say, protective of their properties or whatever. I mean, I know that's like multiverse type of stuff, but like, I mean, I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh, you mean what?
Huh?
Oh, you mean by what? Sorry. You were about to say something?
No, nope, I wasn't gonna say anything, but well, yeah. Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just a thought. I mean, it could probably blow up in people's faces, to have creator owned, fan owned company, but it would just be pretty entertaining to see people discuss what they want to do with the character.
I don't know. Sounds like how a lot of companies would operate normally, where you would buy shares and have stakes in the company, and you would have a say on how the company
Yeah, so
operates to
that's
some
what I was
level.
thinking is like, yeah, it'd be like you buy shares in these characters. So it's like, say, like they make a movie out of the character,
I'm not talking about
then people buy.
characters.
Oh,
Like
what?
I'm gonna own like shares for a character or in the company.
Well, let's say we could do both. I mean, like, say with the character, I mean, character you get royalties and stuff, and like character, you get money off of those characters and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it'd be like, say you like invest in a character. That means you're like kind of crowdfunding money for a character in their comic books to get made and stuff. So it means when the comic book makes money, you could get some of that money back and stuff.
Hmm. I don't know. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, so it's like you get like money off of, I don't know, like
Motherfucker.
maybe like if you got like a movie, so like say if a movie was made and that movie made lots of money, then people who invest in that character could get some money back from like royalties. And then I guess it'll only be eventually until a company gets bought out by a major corporation, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I still feel like Warner Brothers at least is somewhat better at keeping like DC Comics at least somewhat in like focus, whereas Disney has kind of been screwing with the whole comics industry. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think. Because it seems like Disney has a lot more Disney has like a lot more SJWs in it, I think, on their like higher ups.
I thought the guy that like ran fucking like one of the CEOs of Marvel was like a big Trump guy or something.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't really do much. I don't think sounds like it. He doesn't have much of a say.
No.
There's that, but like when it comes to Disney, at least you have a lot like people like Kathleen Kennedy. Like sounds like there's several people like that around the company.
Women.
Yeah, or I mean radical feminists. Yeah.
But yeah. It's you gotta look at it like it's a business. Like money doesn't care about your sexual fucking orientation. So I don't know. Marvel, I was in a discussion with somebody earlier today. Like at the end of the fucking day, the comics industry is like 1% of the bottom line for fucking Disney. They probably don't care what the hell people do, and even if it runs at a small loss, it's keeping all their IP because there's a whole bunch of other stuff too with copyrights. You have to use the characters and whatever every 10 years or something, so they probably just throw a bunch of crap together, just keep the copyrights nice and fresh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it makes. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's all pretty like I don't know. It's right now. It seems like all this comic books. It's like it might be inevitable with all like the craziness that's happening. Like all these like SJW stories keep popping up.
Something I noticed the other day too was CB finally had editor in chief at the start of a comic. So Alonzo era is coming to an end.
What? Didn't they already say that before?
His name was still in the books though.
What do you
The
mean?
books.
Like, wait, what do you mean? Because Axel Alonso was already fired.
Yeah, but the books they were printing for like 2 weeks ago were done like 3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
It's not like, well, I don't know about the turnover rate, but it's not like CB comes in January 1st and then January 7th, he's making decisions on the books that came out last week, right?
I'm not entirely sure.
It takes a couple weeks, maybe even a month, but yeah, he's starting to have his name in the books as editor in chief, so start seeing some changes, hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. What are your opinions, Florence?
Ah, yes, the silence.
Are you there, Florence? Oh, sorry. I stepped out for a little bit. But what were you two talking about?
I was just mentioning how CB finally got his name in a comic as editor in chief. Well, one that I noticed, anyways. So it looks like Alonso era is officially ending and CB era is officially starting.
Awesome. Okay. So, I guess this could probably, I don't know, does this kind of count as a win for us? Because, no, I take that back. I think it's a little bit too late to like tell. Too soon to tell, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. For all I know, it could still be the same, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. It all depends on what, it all depends on, like, how things are going to go. Because there's obviously going to be kickback because, the SJWs are going to complain. So if they can take being called, like, racist a lot. Because at one point, people are going to just lose their mind and stuff.
Yeah. I think what CB should probably do, at least, is, because I had, like, this argument with someone on Twitter where it's, like, they were trying to make this, like, oh, he was wearing yellow face because, they kept trying to make the statement that, like, oh, he was trying to, because he used a Japanese name, he kind of just, like, made sure that people were saying that this person was saying that he denied people who he denied Japanese people to work in the comics industry. And I looked at that and I thought, like, yeah, no, he didn't, like, no, that's not, like, if it weren't him, if it weren't for the, okay, so let's just say that CB, the Japanese pseudonym, this was like CB just decided, hey, I'm gonna go under my real name. That CB wasn't working on the comic at the time and they replaced him with someone else. It would have just been some other person, really. Like, I don't know if I'm really making that much sense, but like,
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like, it would not. It would have just been some other random guy. It would not have been an Asian person who got the job just because, like, he was hired because of his talent. It wasn't because he was Asian or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's totally true.
Yeah. I got like 20 likes on this retweet that I actually did the other day, where it's like I actually called that guy out, where he was just making that really BS argument.
Oh, yeah.
Well, wait, no, not 20 retweets, more like 20 likes on that, but yeah, that's still pretty cool.
So that's awesome.
But yeah, hopefully but I think going back to what I was saying is that they're gonna use that as leverage against CB. So I think what he should probably do is just, like, completely ignore them at that point.
Oh yeah, I probably should. Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
the best thing to do. Is just like when they keep, they're just gonna keep, effing around with people and stuff. So yeah, it's just best to ignore them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I actually kind of, I think it was someone who said that, oh, Marvel has always had conservative people in their industry. I think it was Ethan and Skyver who said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that is true, but like even that maybe, well, maybe like 1% of the industry is conservative, maybe, but like,
well, there has been people in the industry. It's just they haven't been really allowed to express their stories.
yeah,
Renaissance, which I think is bullshit, because they should be allowed to. Because if progressives are allowed to, we should be allowed to too.
yeah,
You're just going to make the issue saying, "Well, we don't want offensive stuff." Well, progressive stories tend to be very offensive as well.
yeah. Or even like just there's stuff on Twitter where it's kind of like this one crazy woman who said like sorry, men are canceled or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I would just kind of suggest like, don't like let these people uh try to put them into submission,
yeah.
Uh but yeah, what's your guys' take on that?
It's pretty. I think it's just like, the comic book industry just needs to have more conservative people inside it.
Yeah.
I'm sure
It-
there
even
are.
me-
More conservative stories.
Like the thing is, I'm sure there's plenty of conservatives, but they just aren't vocal about it. Fucking the thing is like, you take 100 people, you got 50 conservatives, 50, well, let's say 50 right, 50 left. There's like a handful of SJWs that are screaming, that make all the racket, and it's always going to be like that. So despite how many people you have of any political affiliation, there's like the handful of people that scream the loudest get the most attention, and they're always people that are far left.
Yeah. Personally, I kind of think of it as more like that. I don't know if it'll still sound funny to you guys, but this kind of reminds me of like dad, like maybe like 30, 20 years ago, mom, dad, I'm gay, and then and then to the like lobotomy, like, and then the dad's like, you're going to the hospital, you're going to the mental institution, and then like present day, it's like, mom, dad, I'm a conservative, mental institution. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
they like a lot of gay conservatives said like coming out as conservative was a lot harder than coming out as gay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's totally true.
The
It's not
thing
funny
is, there's like half the population is conservative. They voted for Trump. Not half
Yeah,
the population is fucking gay. God,
yeah, but here's the crazy thing is that you can get fired from your job if you're outspokenly conservative and offend people. It's like you get a bunch of small minorities of people just wanting to scream for your head, and then major corporations listen to them because they're worried about PR issues.
Yeah. Personally, sorry. I mean, I don't know. I think that, well, yeah, I've seen kind of the way that, like, because the SJW writers, as much as they say that, oh, we don't want to do this, we don't want to, we don't want to be one side, like, they don't want to demonize, I guess you can say. Like, if I were to ask them, hey, how do you feel about, like, would you demonize of conservatives, they would try to say no, we don't, but then like, yeah, no, they really just do that a lot. They like they the more liberal writers that working on Marvel, they're really just like they would actually go after the more, I guess, conservative ones, like John Mallon and Ethan Scriver. As much as I disagree with even Ben Scriver personally, I think that, well, I disagree with some of what he says, but I don't think he's like that bad. But I mean, yeah, I mean, personally, yeah.
I guess my own problem with Ethan Van Sciver is just that he tries to, like, basically take the high ground or moral high ground, which is, I think, is outdated and doesn't work. It's not a tactic that doesn't work to me. I'm kind of like, hit them hard. They throw stuff back, if they throw stuff at you, throw stuff back and stuff.
Yeah.
Because SJWs can't handle adversity. That's the thing, is when you crack, and you don't show them kindness. The moment you get back to them and they realize that their tactics don't work, they run for their lives and stuff. I just feel like Ethan Van Sciver doesn't really know how to deal with SJWs, which is, my opinion, the best way to deal with them is to hit them hard and offend them as hard as possible, because then they cry and they leave when they know no one's gonna. It's like a spoiled kid.
Yeah, you imagine if Dan Slott was doing that interview with them and he straight up called them out, how that would have ended. Just would have fucking quit the interview. Guy has to have some composure, right?
Well, I mean, that's an interview. Well, see, that's an interview. That's something different. But I'm talking about, like, in the setting, like on Twitter and stuff. Then it's like,
So if he would have called Dan Slott out before, he never would have got the interview. The guy's got to keep a certain level of professionalism. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, my opinion is, if you're going to be professional, then I wouldn't get in on that can of worms and stuff, because that's just, that's going to, you're going into something controversial, and dealing with SJWs, if you're not on their side, they're going to basically start calling you names.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Well,
yeah, I prefer.
Depending on, like, regardless if he was slinging shit back at them, they were going to call them fucking names anyway.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, but that's the reason why I go for the, I'm more pro Milo and Gavin style of fighting SJWs, which is basically like, do offensive stuff, make it, dirty and stuff, and make it seductive. Like, it's very seductive when people know they're not supposed to do it,
Yeah.
That's what I got. Doing stuff that you're not really supposed to do. I'm one of those people where I just like the idea of, when you try to, like, I don't know, cater to people, I don't know, it tends to, like, ruin your message and stuff.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah, so I just like, that's the reason why I'm a huge fan of Milo and Gavin, just because they basically have essentially revolutionized conservatism and made it more accessible for young people by, giving it the punk rock style, flair to it. Because that's basically what conservative is supposed to be. It's punk rock because it's become anti-establishment, and it's hated by, like, progressives and Hollywood and everything mainstream, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how long it will be before, like, before it kind of goes back to, like, conservatives are, like, where conservatives are kind of all right. Like, I don't know if that's how it was back in the 80s. I don't really know, but
back in the 80s, people used to not talk about politics. Like, it was basically like you could talk about outside the work, but once you get to the door, it's done basically.
It was the satanic panic, and everybody on the right was afraid of, what was his name, Marilyn Manson and all that, and all the conservatives.
Yeah, but when you look at comic books,
being all fucking hoity-toity.
Yeah, but in the 80s, the leftists still control comic books pretty much, because most of the stories that people were talking about from the 80s had a very left-leaning slant to it.
Yeah, but back in the 80s, they actually were pretty smart with their writing, like with Teen Titans, where it wasn't like, okay, so the Teen Titans from the 80s, where they actually tried to put in, like, satanic imagery with, like, Raven's dad. I think his name is I've got his name, but oh man, I forgot his name, but I think
I know his name. It's like
but
what was his name? I can't remember.
Yeah, but, like, they actually put in satanic imagery in, like, in the Teen Titans comics, and yet, like, they made a really, really good story out of that. And like, nowadays it's just
Well, satanic industry is very different from like, who's transgender, who's gay and stuff in comics.
Yeah.
Satanic industry is cool.
Oh yeah. That's why I love
you can have satanic you can have satanic imagery and still like be pro-Christian and stuff, just if you put it in a horror-based format.
Yeah.
Because the Bible, all these like poets have satanic imagery in their writings, like Dante's Inferno.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've always kind of really liked the sort of like Christian sort of stories that they would use to tell. I'm a little bit more, I guess, I'm a little bit more lax with it, but
most of our horrors from that whole like satanic issue makes it interesting and cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, other people are just kind of, some people are just a little insecure about it all because they're worried, they don't want to say they believe in that stuff, but they take offense to people talking about hell and demons. I think it's awesome and cool. Just, the subject.
Yeah. Like Hellraiser, like The Exorcist was an amazing movie. Like not just like a religious movie, but just kind of like psychological, I think.
Yeah. And then we go on YouTube, you get a bunch of people saying there is no hell or devil. Because I guess they're insecure.
Yeah. But yeah, Oh, you were gonna say something? You were gonna say something?
Yeah, I couldn't really. My character's like lost in a sea of text, so. And my internet for some reason isn't loading the goddamn website because the website gets fucked up at times because some websites are really shitty in how they're for some reason connecting online. But yeah, I have to like find it and catalog it for some stupid reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I hate it when I forget something like that.
Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long character sheet, so it's like the long ones I'm gonna freaking catalog.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I think the Punisher action. Well, no. Never mind. But
well, another one of my characters that I also like was because he was pretty popular actually among a role playing website. It was like I wanted to do a character that could shrink, kind of like Ant-Man and the Atom. Just that they always shrink to microscopic size and all that stuff. Like really tiny. My character could only shrink to the size of a rat, and his secondary abilities was basically to control and communicate with rats, which is actually pretty cool. Like he could actually like what was it? What was that ability called? You could like throw, like you could basically project your senses into another like animal and stuff. Like that whole concept. Where, like you can see and hear through someone else's eyes and ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do that with rats basically, and he did something. What was it? He would jump. He would he would project his his senses through like multiple rats at a time to get like a 360, like almost like a 360 degree like view of things.
Sounds like the Rat King from TMNT.
From what?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so I actually did call him Rat King, and someone said I needed to change it just because like that he thought it was like a villain name. But
that character exists in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I know the character exists, but that's what someone told me. Is they said that that's a character, and they feel like it's a villain character, so I should change it to something more heroic. So I named him Rat Boy. So basically, he's basically a he's essentially like an anthropomorphic rat, and it was like he mutated, like it was his like metahuman abilities activating, so it turned him into a rat who's anthropomorphic. And he has a suit designed to shrink with him.
Nice.
So he basically rides on the back of a rat and stuff as like his like transport. Yeah.
God, turn him into like a fucking cowboy kind of persona.
I didn't really give him that. Ironically enough, how I wrote the character, at least for the role play purposes, is that he has very bad cases of anxiety because in this role play, essentially, like Robin gets killed the same day that they get assembled for the first time as a team, because he basically reached out to each of them to like make a Teen Titans team. So he gets killed. So my character is like basically traumatized by the whole incident. So he's like, yeah. So he basically spends a lot of time having anxiety attacks and stuff. Yeah.
But it's not.
I don't know.
It's not like Shinji from Evangelion, right?
I've never seen Evangelion stuff, but basically it's kind of like he's a humorous character. Like he makes jokes, but it's kind of like a comedian where he has depression issues, so he makes the jokes to basically hide the fact that he has anxiety and depression issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like how a lot of comedians are really depressed, but you don't know it because they're constantly joking.
Oh yeah, that kind of
like Robin Williams. Like Robin Williams is extremely depressed, like a very depressed person. So
yeah,
just no one knew about it.
Oh yeah. That kind of reminds me a little bit of like to go off on a tangent here, Doki Doki Literature Club. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you guys seen that, but yeah, pretty good game.
Before you jump into that, I gotta cut out, guys.
Okay, sure. You can take off.
Okay.
I don't know. Do it again next week. Hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah. I'll have it be like saved. Sorry, I'll be like probably at 12 again next week. Just
I won't be able to make it. Yeah, I can't make anything any earlier than like 2 Pacific. But I don't know.
Oh, okay. So if it's 12, it's too early.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
Yeah, I'll talk with Walt to see if he can do 2 better, because he didn't show up today, so I'm not sure if he was busy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. He said he could have jumped on later. I have no idea. Anyways, guys, it was nice talking with you.
Yeah, it's nice talking. Ricardo.
Yeah. Do it again next time. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I guess what I was saying was that what was it? Oh yeah, because another thing I guess I really wanted to do was, because no one really thought about it for some reason, but I always thought it'd be awesome if they made a Kryptonian who was like a martial artist, kind of like, I don't know, I was thinking like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan, who uses like Kung Fu in conjunction. So essentially like Goku, but he's a Kryptonian. Because I know Superman knows martial arts, but that's not really his style. So it'd be like, think of it like, Rock. Yeah, basically Rock Lee. That was the thing. When I was thinking of a character, he was essentially like Rock Lee from Naruto. Just he's a Kryptonian, so he has like superhuman abilities.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of Bruce Lee for a moment. But
but I guess that's the thing. Rock Lee, basically. Yeah. If you watch Naruto, then Rock Lee essentially is basically what the character I was thinking of for. Because I think it'd be kind of awesome, because then you can bring in like the more Dragon Ball or Naruto-esque fans to like read like the Superman-based story involving a Kryptonian, because he uses martial arts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you could have the whole like anime style disappearing, where you put those lines as they disappear because they're moving too fast to see.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be awesome if like he trained using weights that are like super, super heavy, kind of like a Rock Lee. Just these weights are like worth like I think like, I don't know, like 1 billion tons each and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that'd be kind of like the limit, right? Where he's like, these giant like rocks are kind of like to us just like that's just kind of him pushing it to the limit, so to speak.
Yeah, he does weights for training, and like basically I wanted to do something, give him like kind of like a Super Saiyan like form, where in this case it's called like a solar mode, where basically he's essentially opening all of the releasing all of his solar energy in the form of like a transformation. So he's like glowing all gold because of like solar energy.
Oh yeah.
So think of
so he
Super
just kind
Saiyan,
of
but
like,
it's like solar energy. Yeah, he's like it's like how in Naruto the gates are basically like you release all the barriers from your chakra that allows you to like get super strong
yeah,
and stuff. So think of that, but with like the solar energy and Kryptonian cells. Yeah.
yeah.
So essentially, as he
Uh,
becomes super strong, like he becomes like basically multiple times stronger. He just quickly burns through all of his like solar energy and stuff.
dang.
Yeah, so it'll be like that,
Well,
where it's like, oh yeah, it's Super Saiyan, but with Kryptonians.
oh wait, does Superman actually do that?
Nah, he doesn't do that. He had like something called solar flare, which is basically releasing all of his energy in one blast, but that was basically
Uh,
it.
so like Superman when he does that, it's like very rare. Like it's very
It's like an
rarely that he
explosion,
does
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's basically an
Okay.
explosion, I think, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a very powerful explosion.
Yeah. I kind of actually like stuff like that. That kind of adds more to the lore of like it makes sense with the character, but not like uh a change like that. That's like it's not really unnecessary. It actually kind of makes sense with the character, you know.
Oh yeah. I wish they bring back Red Kryptonite, the Red Kryptonite stories. Those are like when Superman gets hit with Red Kryptonite, some very strange and crazy effect happens to him. Like one point he turned into like
Uh,
an Ant Man. Yeah, he turned into like an Ant Man, like a monster ant and stuff. And he also turned into like a giant serpent. It's
dang.
like they don't know it's me,
Oh,
Superman. The Red Kryptonite turned me into a monster. They don't know it's me. And then like when he turns into an Ant Man, he basically like has a whole colony of monster ants like try to kidnap Lois Lane. It's like get her, she's my queen and stuff. It's my future queen.
dang.
And there's like King
Uh,
Superman where like the Red Kryptonite turns him into like a dictator, like a fascist. Yeah,
so
basically Red
like
Kryptonite does all sorts of random stuff to him.
that'd be awesome, but
And then Pink
like,
Kryptonite turns him gay. Yeah,
oh
Pink
man.
Kryptonite turns him gay, yeah. I like the idea how Ultraman in the New 52 basically snorted kryptonite to get stronger.
Who?
Uh, um, sorry, Ultraman in the Forever Evil storyline, New 52. You know, the evil
Oh,
Superman from Earth 3. Yeah, he snorts green kryptonite to get stronger,
oh, okay.
like cocaine. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Like, yeah, it'd be kind of funny if like someone did that with like Superman, where like a Superman character where like he basically snorts like stardust and stuff. It's like a drug called Stardust, which is basically like yeah, dust, like star material in the form of dust, and they snort it like cocaine stuff.
Uh,
That would be pretty funny. It's like a drug. It's basically a Kryptonian drug that makes them even stronger, but it makes them go insane.
oh man. That'd be like that'd make like Superman go insane or something like that.
Oh, another Kryptonian go insane or something like just some Kryptonian turns into a junkie and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, just some funny ideas I'd have. The idea to like bring some funny comedy into like the Superman story. Because I don't think people would be happy if they turned Superman into a drug
Yeah.
addict. I think that would piss a lot of people off. So yeah, no, it would be some other Kryptonian. Basically, it's like I would kind of be breaking. I always kind of wanted to break the whole last son of Krypton rule, where he's like not the last survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of because that never really kind of made sense to me as a kid because that was like he's the last son, but all these other people just kind of
Yeah, the
end
original
up
idea
coming
was
out.
that he was the last person, but then they started introducing more Kryptonians who survived. Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, yeah, I would actually like to know, like, in like future stories, they actually say that, oh no way, they, actually tried to,
Well, there's a bottle sleeve
well, yeah,
Candor that sometimes they think sometimes might get resized so that people exist again.
yeah,
Candor, the bottle city.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
So like I don't really know. I think in the Krypton story that you're doing, you I think there. Oh yeah, I was actually kind of wondering. Do like aliens? Do other aliens from the throughout the entire universe? Do they actually appear like the hawk
Oh,
creatures and the Green Lanterns and all that?
If I ever wrote the prequel, a prequel comic for like, before Krypton exploded, like when they were still exploring space before they became isolationists, then yes, they would appear. It's just, yeah. I mean, it depends because I kind of do want to write a Hawkman comic eventually, just because that would be one of the characters who I want to have like a conservative edge to him, where like or not conservative, like authoritarian. Sorry, he's not really conservative; he's more authoritarian. So I always wanted to write a story with authoritarian characters to see if see how like test the waters with authoritarian leaning superheroes, which makes sense because Hawkman's a law enforcement officer and he's straight up authoritarian.
Yeah.
So he has zero tolerance for criminals.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because you could definitely have heroes and anti-heroes who are authoritarian because it's literally, these guys are breaking the law. I'm going to bust you and you're going to follow the law regardless and stuff.
Yeah. I was actually kind of, I actually saw this thing where it's kind of like, where someone was saying that like, Martian Manhunter, I think he, I don't know, I think I could be wrong about this, but I think I remember someone saying that Martian Manhunter is an immigrant or something like that, or maybe it was Superman. But I mean,
well, they're both refugees, kind of.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even then, it's kind of like both of them came to Earth to want to make life, to actually want to fit into society, yeah, that's what they wanted to do. It's not like they wanted to just come in just to like, live off of the government or wherever, live off of Earth or whatever.
Yeah. Well, see, at their heart, superheroes are conservative at their heart because they basically are taking the law into their own hands. Like, again, the thing is with the social justice warriors, they would not do stuff. They wouldn't do what superheroes really do. They would more or less basically want to do things in groups and also make laws and policies and demand the government do this, that, and that. That's not what superheroes do. Superheroes never really go to the government to demand and intimidate them into doing this. They're basically like, if someone threatens the world or breaks the law, we're going to take them down stuff,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a conservative thing to do, actually. So, yeah, superheroes are, at their heart, conservative, or at least centrist, if you want to not be too partisan, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can actually, that I can definitely agree with.
Because first, here's another rule: is that socialists would never support superheroes. Like a socialist government would never ever allow superheroes to basically, especially in a world like Marvel and DC, a socialist government would never allow that. Just because, number one, superheroes are way too uncontrolled, and socialists are really obsessed with being in control of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wouldn't be allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of like with Mags. I'm honestly kind of like, well,
yeah, Mags. I mean, Mags is an idiot. She just doesn't. She just is basically, she's just a blind socialist who really doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just brainwashed, and again, she's a snowflake. So being one of the very like the entitled transgender people, she views herself as a victim all the time, and I honestly don't think she's going to be able to write good stories because anyone who has that type of mentality is not going to ever view themselves as being in the wrong, which means they can never prove themselves.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I kind of think that like when a person says that they're socialist, they're just kind of being that way to kind of like, oh, hey, mom, I came back from the barber and did my hair in like this mohawk, this huge like tall mohawk, just to piss off the parents,
Yeah, but here's the thing is when you're working for again, if she was working for an independent company, I guess sure, but when you're working for someone like DC, a multi-billion-dollar company, that's really stupid. It's like, again, what's a good example? It would basically be like, what's the word? Sorry, trying to find a good example of something pretty funny. It would basically be like someone who hates seeing black people, but they also love the NBA or work for the NBA when the league is mostly black and stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
like,
Yeah,
that's just how stupid her comment is, you know? And she's going to basically double down and make excuses saying that, like, oh, socialism is like that. But that's basically what it is and stuff. You hate capitalism. If you hate capitalism, you shouldn't be working for a company like DC.
yeah. I mean, I've heard the argument like 100 times before, where it's like capitalism is what actually like if communism killed millions, then so did capitalism. But like,
Yeah, the thing is, capitalism didn't intention. The intention of capitalism wasn't to kill people. That was just a side effects. That was individual choices that caused that. As in, the government, like the government did not go out and tell people to do that. These were different people who chose to, because capitalism at the end of the day is all
yeah,
about choice. People, no one puts a gun to your head and tells you to do this, that, and that with capitalism. It's basically you choose to get greedy and use your wealth and power to do stuff like that. And again,
yeah,
like I said, if most people are probably going to talk about smoking and unhealthy foods. But here's the thing: is no one puts a gun to your head and tells you to smoke. That's your choice to go out and smoke and stuff.
yeah,
So you can't really blame capitalism for people dying. It's basically a market that's driven by people's choices. So you blame people's choices for people dying, basically. Yeah, and I hate having to educate people on the fact that capitalism doesn't thrive off poverty. In fact, capitalism fails when people are in poverty. Yeah, socialists thrive off poverty because that's where they get their votes from.
I mean,
once people get money, they don't want to vote socialist. It's kind of been shown that when people get money, they want to give it less and less to the government.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say right now.
Oh, sorry.
But I don't know. That's okay. I just kind of yeah.
Yeah, but in a socialist
it just kind of happens.
Well, in a socialist government, basically, if superheroes existed in a socialist government, it would probably be very much like, I think, My Hero Academia in Japan. Because in Japan, basically, their superheroes are basically actually working with the government. Like, it's an actual official job that you have to sign up and apply for, to be a superhero in these animes. So it would basically be like that. That's what like a socialist superhero government would be. It's not going to be like, someone like Batman or, the Teen Titans, these guys going around who are unaffiliated with, a government or agency and stuff.
Yeah. And
like Batman might have always been conservative. I mean, he's libertarian at the very least, just because, he's a rich billionaire philanthropist who basically is, cleaning up the streets and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I gotta go see what they're calling me for. I'll be right back.
Oh, actually, I think I should probably cut the stream off now then.
Oh, okay.
It's getting a little late, yeah. So anyway, thanks for coming by.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, so I guess we'll be here next week, probably at 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just end it right now.
Yeah, so I'll talk to you later, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, folks, that is basically in the stream. If you like what you saw, then just hit the like button, subscribe. This has been another Extreme Stream with your boy Billy, and we are now signing out.